But anyways, should we start another episode?
We should probably start. Did we decide which one we're doing as a starter beer? Which one? We'll just review both of them. We end up reviewing our starter beer anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, we end up spending just as much time reviewing the starter beer anyway. And
Totally not
Can
something
we start
that
with
I...
the IPA? Thank you.
Welcome to another episode of the American Beer Review Podcast.
Good times with good friends requires good beer. Lucky for us, we know how to pick all three.
We're a group of friends who grew up in the Pacific Northwest, giving us a jump start on our craft beer journey.
Join us today while Brian,
Alec,
And Chad.
review some beer, talk about beer topics, and whatever else comes up. We invite you to pour yourself a drink and hang out with us. That's your choice?
Yeah,
IPA?
let's start off with the IPA.
all right. So here, let's get some cans.
So we are opening up.
Oh, if you got the notes on it, that's perfect.
Alec is opening up the darkness, and that's all I have because I did not buy this on tour.
The Deepness. This is not.
Deepness? Did I say the darkness?
You
Yeah,
said
what?
the darkness.
What
other
band
one-
was
I
that?
believe in a thing called love.
Yes.
Although
I believe
the
everything called love.
Let's see.
God,
Ooh,
that was
I
so
can
good.
smell that, even if it passed by me.
the
Oh, I'll go grab my glass.
yep.
All right, so this is
The can art would fit in as a cover for the darkness. So this
Yeah.
is Casa. I think Casa Brewing. It's the
Oh
Deepness.
no, it is not Casa Brewing.
CASA.
Casa Agria
Oh, okay.
Specialty Ales.
Casa Agria. Was this?
It's the one out of Oxnard.
Oh, okay. So not the one we should have done for Cinco de Mayo.
I don't think so.
The Deepness West Coast. Ooh, okay, we'll see. Because we've talked a lot about these.
Yeah.
Here we go.
West Coast
Yeah.
IPA.
Welcome to another
They-
episode of ABR Live, Dissects a West Coast IPA.
This one they're saying is double dry hopped
with
with CTZ
okay.
and Citra Incognito, and then
Okay.
dry hopped with Mosaic Lupo Max before a second dry hop of our favorite lots of Strata, HBC 586, and Simcoe.
Okay. Some variants of stuff we're pretty familiar
Yeah,
with.
it's familiar stuff, and then like some of them like new versions of things.
Right.
Like an HBC one is going to be something that's still kind of, I think, working out its like to get its like official name. Like it's got to be used more or something. I forget the deal. So 7%. Like I said, I smelled it as it went by, so I liked that. Like it just kind of a quick floral.
Yeah, it's a 7%, which is why I gave Thor the heavy pour because he does not have to go home.
Yeah.
Or is already home.
Yeah, yeah. But
I'm
if
like
it's
a turtle.
tasty,
I'm like a turtle.
you're already in your
I'm
shell.
already in my home.
Yeah,
Wherever I go. And
we're just
wherever
glad he's got
and-
pants on.
And by wherever I go, I mean sitting here doing the podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have pants on too.
I like the aroma, like a little bit of fruity, and then I can't quite like.
This smell. So like if you have like a hedge, after you trim a hedge,
Mhm.
like an evergreen hedge, that's kind of the hop aroma. Or we had a specific hedge at our house growing up. And you could
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it was like a decorative evergreen.
I would drink
But
a
yes,
whole pint of that probably a little bit too fast.
But
I would.
This?
I would. Oh yeah.
But outside of that very niche aroma I was explaining, flowery hops.
Yeah.
Definitely on the nose.
Like a little hint of earthy, but not like it's not piney. It's not like
Even though I'm getting piney in my mouth.
It's a fruity, almost citrusy smell,
yeah.
right?
Which I'm guessing in that plethora of hops, some were there just for aroma and some are there just for flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's one of those things that'd be interesting to dig into, like the fact that they used because part of like I wonder what Citra Incognito means. Like why the incognito? What's
Right.
the play on
A regular
Citra that they're doing for that? Yeah. So
Or it could be like the Latin name of it. Like a subspecies of Citra.
oh yeah.
Maybe.
I really like this though. I think it kind of fits. So in our West Coast battle, of what we're talking about, this I think is not what I would consider a Pacific Northwest beer.
Nope.
But this is a great solid example of a West Coast beer.
Yes.
That like this could be West Coast beer from any Seattle brewery, Oregon brewery, like
California brewery.
anyway, yes, that like it just this is that like and maybe it's like the piney bitter that gets you the Seattle like more Pacific Northwest version. But this is still just like it's hoppy, but I really think that I could, you could sort of trick some people into trying this in the fact that like it doesn't have that like that real bitter kick, that bitter taste.
If this wasn't such a beautifully clear beer,
Right?
you might have been able to tell somebody this is a hazy.
Oh yeah, it'd be if you told him it
The
was
clarity
hazy.
on this is just screams
Yeah,
West Coast IPA to me, like the old school West Coast.
yeah. If you told someone it's hazy, some of them are going to be like if it were actually looking hazy, I would be like, you know what? Actually, I would call it more like
Because you wouldn't have that texture there. With
not a New England, but I would call it like more like juicy. Like there is that citrus, there's that type of stuff to it, but not like the orange juice bombs. Like I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
talking
yeah.
one of those. But yeah,
There's that subtle grapefruit in the back
yeah,
there.
and again, just like a real crisp, clean, like
I'm getting a little belly burn.
I'll
Or
take
that could be the previous beer I had.
yeah,
Right?
I'll take this as like a warm day starter. Like
Yeah.
have this.
Yes.
And then you're switching to like some light beers or doing some different things. But like you get in your one like real solid IPA. This is a great version of that.
What, 70 degrees or touched almost 70 degrees today? If not, just a little
I think it
bit
went
above.
over.
It was
Did it?
83 on my car.
Yeah, my truck
when
said
I pulled
78.
in, so
Wasn't-
that's the official high.
It wasn't
today.
78, but 70s for sure. And yeah, it fits for that. If we were on the patio, starting with this,
It'd be perfect, and then go right into the some nice light. Lighter fare?
7%'s not scary.
No. I mean, and that's
For an IPA at 7%.
I mean, we're old. We're gonna look at it like that, but like,
Yeah.
for a standard IPA, I think I'll start questioning it if you're telling me like a regular IPA is like 7.5,
right.
but like 7 is kind of the high end of just your like standard. I think.
Right. But it's nothing where you go like, whoa.
No, because most IPAs are in the 6s anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah.
to like mid to uppers of 6s.
Yeah.
So to touch 7 that's fine.
No, this is.
I enjoyed it.
I literally bought this beer because of the can.
And the
It
can's
looks
dope
That
too.
is it.
Yeah.
So when I mentioned it, like, I think while you were
Yeah.
walking, this looks like an album cover.
Yeah, it's kind of like Tron-esque.
It's a
like
it's a synthwave
Yeah.
album cover.
yeah.
This may be like a Duran Duran cover.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I want to ride my Tron motorcycle
Right through it.
down that valley towards the sunset. Yeah,
so cool.
I didn't know this was an IPA.
You just bought it.
You literally just bought it blind.
I just bought it blind
What?
because I did. It was a Tavor drop.
Yep.
I literally saw the picture of the can, and I just add to cart. That was it. I didn't look at anything. I said, just
How
send
many
it
of the
to me.
cans showing up in Tavor do you not remember adding to your drop? Or do you have to go back in and
okay.
verify them?
So you know how you're not supposed to go to the grocery store hungry?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I never order beer in an altered state.
Okay.
Sound mind,
Okay.
That's
sound of mind,
That's
always.
probably smart.
But I saw the can and I said, we need to look at this.
Because at the advent of online shopping, not the advent, but when it was getting more prevalent,
Mhm.
My brother
Oh,
made a couple,
I talked about this. We talked about it when we were dealing with the
inebriated.
what was it? The barrels that were infected.
Okay.
The fungi barrels.
Yeah. But I don't know if I mentioned it then. I went on for the next several months
Mm-hmm.
and would buy random garbage and have it shipped to him at his house
Under his name?
under his name.
Oh my God.
For like 2 or 3 months afterwards.
Seriously?
To the point where he's like, dude, I think I have an issue. I don't remember even looking at this thing, and I'm getting I mean, it's fine. It's another Jack Daniels.
Oh my God. He talked about... I had no idea.
Yeah.
Does he know now that you've done...
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so... Because he seriously talked about it where he was like...
I don't remember buying
Yeah,
this.
that he was like... Because some of them, he was like, okay, like, I kind of remember this. Like,
Yeah,
that was
no,
dumb.
he
Like,
did.
I bought a big, like, wrought iron Jack Daniels logo.
And
I just don't know why he was so, like... I don't think he drank a lot of Jack Daniels.
No,
But he was just obsessed with buying Jack
he-
Daniels.
leaning into it. But yeah,
And then you just made him...
for like months.
Oh
Just
my God.
here's a koozie.
I
don't know.
never would have thought of that, too.
Yeah.
That's...
To the point where he was like, I was gaslighting him too. He was like, I think I have an issue. I said, but they're not even showing up on my card, so I don't know what's happening.
I mean, I guess on the upside, he's like, I mean, it's not
I'm getting
costing
free
me.
stuff,
Somehow
yeah.
I'm like using free points to buy this.
Right?
Oh,
A,
yes.
pizza's ready. B, dude.
It was
Right?
pretty good.
Dude.
It's
So
pretty good.
funny. Oh, man. That's, gosh. I like that. I don't know that it would even cross my mind, but that's so good. It makes me think of like just like that's a fun, I mean, it made him go through some existential
Mhm.
like life
Absolutely.
decisions.
Absolutely.
So other than that part, but like the rest of it is just like kind of like fun,
So he does switch to light beer.
hilarious.
Well, we were living together, I think, at the time still. So I got to see his reaction every time.
Oh my God.
And we were, I mean, it's right post college, so we're living at my parents' house. And yeah, they just bring in, can't buy some more stuff. I'm like, what are you going to do?
Oh, Jesus.
Like I'm so impressed.
You can't even be mad.
No,
as soon as it's
right?
revealed,
Like-
you go, God damn.
Because it was the first couple. He's like, all right, yeah, I could have bought that.
And then he's like, you spent all that money?
I bought brick. I had nothing, knickknacks and things like that.
Oh,
but,
okay.
God.
So all the big money hardware I see hanging on the
that's
wall.
all him. That's all him. I wasn't going to spend.
Yeah,
any
the like
significant-
6 foot wide
Yeah,
Jack
yeah,
Daniels
no,
sign.
that was all him. I was just smaller stuff. And yeah, when it was like, he's like, I made a conscious decision to not go on my computer. I mean, 'cause this is like pre-smartphone days.
Oh,
that's right.
yeah.
You didn't even have like an iPhone. You could just do it in bed.
Oh,
like you would
God.
have to log into a computer to go onto Amazon. Like it was like a process. And he's like,
He's like, I got to put a breathalyzer on my
well, he's like,
computer.
I wouldn't go on the computer at night. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Oh,
Keeps showing up.
so good. I love it.
How amazing we have progressed as humans that now we know we can just order shit off our phone instead
Oh,
of having
God.
to be
Oh, yeah.
tied to a computer.
Oh,
Ugh.
I've told you guys this. The reason why I didn't listen to our podcasts before they published for the longest time was because it didn't download well on my phone or didn't like access well on my phone. And I just was like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Well, okay, well that's an Apple thing because it's like any other phone, just play it right there. Apple goes, oh no, we have to download it, and it downloads it to your files, which is some mystery black hole
Oh, yeah.
The thing
that you never access any other time except when you want to do something efficiently.
you figured it out now, and I don't have any problems. We have like, well, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. It's hidden somewhere on SoundCloud, but
Yep.
he gives me a link.
Okay,
And-
what?
And but now
is SoundCloud thinks I'm a rapper,
yes,
and it is continually feeding me ads. Hey, if you get premium, you can lay down all the sick track you want.
yes.
I'm not ready for my SoundCloud rapper.
I'm not mad about that. We
No.
might have a second career out of this whole thing.
But now I can open it in the app and it works out and it's fine. So
Yes.
I can finally get that face tattoo I've always wanted.
yes. I mean, I even harassed you this time to be like, hey, where's the new? Where's our latest
You did.
episode?
Which we
Just
then
a
got.
few days ago. He doesn't remember this.
Oh,
Dude, I've had to start like at the end of the day, just flushing, just hitting the flush. Just-
you guys were talking
Hit the dump
that-
button.
early this week,
It was earlier this week. Yeah.
and Thor goes, "Yeah, I'm just gonna do it." And I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
I don't know what you guys are talking
yeah.
about. And you're like, oh, yeah, no, we've had an entire conversation going on in Discord.
We're sitting in a parallel.
And it
Yeah.
switched over to text. Yeah.
We're living in a parallel
Basically.
universe.
Do you even get notified of the stuff we talked about on Discord?
No, I turn all the notifications off.
I was going
on
to say, do you think I have notifications turned on for anything?
No. If I have a little red dot show up on my home screen, I lose my shit.
Y'all are worse than me.
Oh,
I had a
have my
Discord.
work phone.
Yeah, and
On
dude,
me?
Oh!
homie has 2 phones.
Not anymore.
What, for like 3 more days? My unread email message was, yeah, he probably would have had a seizure.
Oh god,
Several thousand.
I would die. I would die on the spot.
Well, they're corporate communications and run of the mill, and I'm getting 60, 70 emails about nothing that is directly relatable to me every single day. It takes me more energy to go through and delete them all than just ignore them.
Do you know what kills me? My wife has the same thing, but do you know what all those emails are? Just stuff she's signed up for and is not like she'll get 4 emails from some random company she bought a shirt from one time, and she doesn't unsubscribe.
Oh,
She just deletes the emails every day, and I'm like, seriously?
yeah, no, I went through a big
It's a button at the bottom.
purge of the unsubscribe.
Yes.
Everything. Tell you what, if I need another beer coaster, I know where to find you.
Yep.
You do not need to tell
Yep.
me every single day.
And you know what? I don't need the sales. Turns out, if I want the thing, I'm going to pay whatever
I'm just gonna
price
pay
for the thing.
it. Yeah. Or, and I was getting hooked into oh, that is a good deal. Do I need that? No. Maybe I'll buy it any. No. Get out of my inbox.
The hilarious thing is, if you look at my work email, it's filed away in a specific folder. But if you look at my personal Gmail that I have had since I ran it back, freshman year of high school.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. You got on early.
I was OG. It looks like your wife's inbox. Anything I've ever bought ever in the last online in the last 20 years, I'm getting random bullshit emails. And I just every day select all, uncheck the Champions League.
Well, I guess that's the other thing because I don't have emails push notifications either.
Oh no,
yeah.
I turned all my Gmail pushes off.
Personal emails, like I'll check it like once a day and go through and delete. But yeah, I've done big purge on like that. Who is this? Unsubscribe.
Yes.
Even like
100%.
the NASCAR ones, not the
Not the
fantasy
league,
but like guys,
from the shop.
I know there was a race last weekend.
Yes.
I watched it. You don't need to tell me who won. And if I want Kyle Larson gear, I will go buy Kyle Larson gear.
And you know what the hilarious thing is? It's the corporate ones.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
my little niche drivers that I find.
Yep.
I buy a shirt from them. I never hear from them again, except for like once or twice a year.
Well, it's because their web guy is like their cousin.
Yeah, but they're smart because they hit me when like the new hot merch.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you see them every day,
do you have something new?
Yeah.
Perfect. Because they're Gen Z.
Yeah.
And they get it.
Because they're also overwhelmed with all this stuff.
Well, they grew up with it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's the thing is we've shifted over time. Like I still remember when it was like people now, like the new generation one, T9 texting.
Oh, yeah. It's so much safer.
Or when
to
you had
drive
to
with.
pay now, you mean?
No, the T9, because you knew where all the keys were.
Oh, yeah,
You could do
yeah.
it without looking at it. I got okay with it when I had a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
But with a
with the
touchscreen, you can't feel the key. You
No,
can't
you
do
just
it.
tell it what to sell you now.
Yeah, I saw a
Whatever.
report.
I don't have that on either.
Car makers are going back to buttons.
I saw that too.
What?
Yeah. People want the buttons and they don't want this massive touch screen that does everything. Like, hey, give me a knob for the volume. Give me a knob
Oh,
for the
yeah.
AC.
For the see, and that's like, I mean, my truck's like 2017. So like I have a 5-inch screen, 6-inch screen.
To me, that is perfect.
Yep.
Right. Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I got the GPS there, but then I have physical
Big-
buttons for
Yeah, I
everything
got
else.
volume.
Big
I
enough
got
for
like air conditioning, all that stuff.
backup camera and then your GPS when
Yeah.
you're driving.
When I bought it, one of the big things of why we bought this one instead of a different one we looked at was the other one had the like 3-inch screen,
Yeah.
and like that's like a what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
Like
That's like a cassette player in a car. In the
yeah, and it's like
2000s.
oh, so it can tell me like the song that's playing, and then I can get out my binoculars for when I'm backing up to see what the hell I'm about to hit.
My Focus when I had it, not Focus, Escape. When I had the 3-inch one, but it
It's-
was like at the
Yeah.
windshield.
Yes.
You
It's so dumb.
Guys, I know I should wear glasses, but I don't need to be wearing glasses to read what's on the screen in my car.
Oh, speaking of reading, you did not read
I didn't.
any of the stuff that we said we were going to talk about today.
Nope, sure didn't. I was
That's
too
That's why I
busy.
let you just.
We literally wrote one sentence for this episode. That's all I wrote.
Well, for that.
No, but you
but
dumped in a ton of news. I
news
just didn't
stuff.
look at
Yeah.
them.
So
Well, one big ass news article.
we put in so we have our thread that we just like drop potential news stories in, and there's been a bunch of stuff. Which
Which,
before we get to our main one, I'm going to talk about one side one real quick.
yeah, as we've mentioned, I don't get push notifications
I know,
for.
but
so
like, can you like set
I
a
should've.
reminder
I
to
should've.
check it every once
I
in a
had to
while?
work this morning.
Hey, sometimes it's good to
You
have somebody.
Did
going
not
into
work
it
this
blind.
morning, and
No,
you
I
still
didn't.
didn't check
I didn't.
any of this.
Did not work this morning.
All right, so before we get to our main topic, Major League Baseball
Okay, MLB.
has introduced the pitch clock.
Yep.
I love it. I'm happy for it. Although my standard of like watching a game where I can just kind of casually like do other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's been thrown off.
Oh, early in the season, it was like, oh God, they're going again.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're going again. Like it just kept like, I felt more panicked. I've settled into it. I've gotten used to it. It's great. I love it. I would add about 5 more seconds to like the on base and not on base pitch clocks. But other than that, I'm super happy with it. But Major League Baseball teams has found that it caused an issue in their stadiums.
Oh, lower beer sales? Or...
Yes.
Yeah.
It has reduced beer sales because one, people are like, you don't have this casual like, I'll get up, go get a beer, stand in line, I get back, the inning hasn't started yet, no big deal.
Right.
So you have less people going because they have less time in the innings,
Right.
and the games are faster. So what is their genius solution?
Raise beer prices?
No.
Oh.
No, it'd be lower beer prices, you think, because then it'd entice people to buy more.
Have more beer guys
Beer.
coming up and down the
Also,
aisles.
no. They just are extending the. It used to be cut off in the 7th inning,
Oh, so now you can drink all the way into the 8th?
now into the 8th inning.
Yeah. Which, awesome.
But then I forgot his name. A reliever went out and said, "Well, with the faster innings, you should move it to the 6th because now."
Yes,
You're going to be driving so much
Because
sooner. Yeah.
I told my wife this. I go, oh yeah, they're extending. She goes, so now you're extending them closer to the end of the fast game? Like, you get more alcohol. So by the time you buy one in the 8th, you literally have 5 minutes, potentially. Like, if your team is up big, you're at home.
Yeah,
that
if you
could
get
be-
one in the 8th, it's
Yeah.
half inning and it's...
Done. Yeah. So, like, that easily could be a real quick turnaround. So, all right. So, the real article, because I posted about it.
But
Oh, go ahead. You talking baseball still?
well, no, I just want to say, weird that baseball has adjusted itself to sell beer when everyone dumped on my thesis that baseball is a beer.
Oh my gosh, it's not. Roger Clemens told
himself
you you were wrong.
told me it's not a beer sport.
No, I stand by it.
It's a gear sport.
Sure.
That one, yes. So there were no less than 3 things posted about this one release of information. Alec checked none of them.
None of it.
So Chad initially posted. So it's the annual craft brewing industry production report. So it talks about the top 50 producing craft brewing companies. I posted. Oh no, that's a different article. Ooh, that's another good one to follow up on. We'll get that one later. And then, so I found also from Washington Beer Blog, Kendall Jones does a couple of things. He does Washington Beer Blog, and then he's also part of another like just weekly newsletter called the Taster Tray. But he really kind of helped break it down a little bit more to make it a little more interesting.
Okay, good. Hopefully.
Yes. Because he kind of made some like certain like points and nuggets of things to focus on. So what it is this is the Brewers Association's annual production figures, which yes, does sound kind of boring. Mm-hmm. But it talks about the top 50 craft beer producers in 2022 by production volume. So then it starts to come up. So here's a few of the things. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I'm going to read through some of these and then we can discuss them.
Yep.
Because you're not going to read the article.
Because this is
or any list.
This is a list of things pertaining to beer, so this is your wheelhouse.
Yep.
It's the stuff that I like.
Lead, and I will chip in when I
All right, so
wake up.
All right, here, Chad, which one are you reading right now?
I am reading the...
Are you reading the Kendall Jones or the original? Okay.
I'm reading the
Okay,
Kendall
so
Jones.
then this is just a game for Alec. There are 4 Pacific Northwest breweries in the top 50. I want to say, I'll give you 4 guesses, and I think you get 50% or less.
And when we're talking production, it's about the amount of beer you made.
By volume.
By volume. Okay.
4 Pacific Northwest breweries in the top 50.
We've reviewed beers for all of them. In our new iteration and our previous iteration.
Yeah. So.
No lie?
No.
So west side of the state.
Pacific Northwest, I said.
Okay.
Just give you a little clue there.
Rogue Independent?
You have one.
Okay. Fremont?
Not on the list, but you would think, and I think they would probably be like in the top 100 or maybe 75, but no, Fremont is not in there. So you have one out of 4.
Pike?
Yeah, I see 4 guesses. He got less than 50. I win.
I'm naming craft breweries that are independent in the state of Washington.
You're only naming Washington. Okay, so Rogue was not. Rogue was not.
Oregon.
Okay.
California.
No, that's not the Pacific Northwest.
Northern California
is not the Pacific Northwest.
Northern California.
No.
Yeah, north of the Grapevine.
Can I give him a clue?
Dude, you're stretching and missing some obviouses. We reviewed one recently. It's someone in. It's like, well, I know a really easy clue to get rid of it.
I mean, Iron Horse isn't top.
No,
I can barely pronunciate it.
That's the clue I was going to give.
See it at Freem?
No.
That
a beer they make. He can't pronounce it. It took...
Oh.
No! God, that's going to be so loud. So that is that's his reference to Bodhisattva and Johnny Utah.
So firing his gun in the air because he couldn't shoot.
Georgetown Brewing. So you have Rogue, Georgetown. The one that surprised me a little bit, but I don't think should, Ninkasi.
Oh,
that one surprised me as well.
Right, it's one that you like.
On that one,
yeah, and Deschutes.
Damn it! So they're Oregon.
I said Pacific Northwest.
Except for Georgetown.
I said Pacific Northwest. I don't know how else to help you. All right, moving on. So, Georgetown moved up 4 spots. So Ninkasi is actually the lowest, and they went from 40th to 43rd.
Okay.
Deschutes was 11th. 11th?
Wow.
Yeah. They do have some, I think they have some production facilities back east also. So they're not just only in Bend.
And they, unfortunately, we talk about them, not them, but some of these larger craft independent breweries, and they hit a spot where you almost chalk them up as not a macro, but you almost go like, you are an independent, you are a craft beer, I should support you. But in the back of my mind, or not the back of my mind, when I'm looking at the aisle, I'm going, oh yeah. No,
like you're fine. I don't need to. Yeah. And actually, that relates into one of the next points is the fact that you're actually looking at, or one of the later points they talk about is these kind of collectives of even independent craft beer.
Right.
So Deschutes, I don't know whether this fits under Deschutes or not, but Deschutes and Boneyard are actually together now. Like they're in one company, but they're one company, but two separate breweries. Mm-hmm. And so there's a few of those types of things that happen.
Where do you cross the line? When do you?
I mean, you're still independent if you're not owned by one of the big majors and you're making under a certain amount of...
It's less than 25% of your
ownership
equity.
Or something, yeah.
Well, and they keep stretching the under a certain amount.
Thanks.
To,
to the grandfather.
To Boston Beer Company.
Yes.
Craft beer market share grew by 0.1%, but still good. Jobs grew.
Well,
go ahead.
For 2022.
This is information for 2022. So 9% increase in jobs in craft brewing from 21.
Well, I was saying the growth slower, so you're taking market share. Or you winning that back from seltzers, or from. It'd be interesting to see what they did in 2020 and 2021.
And it's hard. And this is what they also talk about with this data is you're coming out of this really tough. Like you can't compare. 2020 is
anyone trying to do any accurate sales analysis over the last 3 to 4 years.
It'd just be interesting knowing, since we do know what happened with the rest of the world, that it'd be interesting to see if that's a recovery. Is 0.1 we're starting to turn the ship around, or is that a flattening of the curve as people go back to work and gyms? And
I've been liking to kind of do the running average and go,
and that's all.
Does it fit in the middle of that obvious little bubble there? Cool. We're kind of back on that growth trend.
All right, in 2022, did more breweries open or close?
Oh, I think we're in a trend of opening.
549 new breweries, 319 closures.
So net 200 and whatever.
Getting close to that.
In 2022, what number did we hit for an all-time high of open breweries at one time? Craft breweries.
1,500 Tulsas.
Oh, God. Don't make me do that kind of math.
15,000.
No, it's not less than that.
It's less than that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 1,000 Tulsas?
Just a little bit under that.
9,732.
9,552.
It was only off by 200 on my fourth guess.
Yeah. But creeping up, I mean, just like,
but
still,
but 10,000, nice round number to go into 50.
Yeah.
That's 200 breweries per state. Obviously, because of populations, but imagine like you just had 2,000 breweries in your state right now.
2,000 or 200?
200.
250 is what your math went. 200? 250.
I'm not going to do math.
I shouldn't be doing math right now.
I shouldn't do math at all.
So
10,000 divided by 50 should be 200.
I think he's right on this one.
Right.
Yeah.
He is right.
So, but some are going to have like...
Seattle has 75 in Seattle plus
65 or 70. But yeah, but like Wyoming probably doesn't have 200. Tulsa does not have 200.
Man, what did we say about picking fights with regions?
I know.
We can pick a fight with Wyoming. They don't have internet yet.
We've talked about this. This should have been a point further up. But like, what kind of brewery is eligible? We're talking small and independent, but they do say small is subjective, meaning less than how many barrels per year is considered small.
Oh, I have no idea. I think I knew. Is it 200,000?
Higher
than that. Yeah, I think it kept getting moved up. It's not is it 500,000?
Higher.
Barrels? Oh, okay, then I have no idea.
6 million.
Oh, okay, so way off.
Chad was right earlier talking about less than 25% owned or controlled by an beverage alcohol industry member, not itself craft brewer. So that goes to what we were talking about, like Deschutes being a craft brewer, but owning Boneyard, they both can still be considered craft beer.
But
yeah.
Man, I feel like you're still kind of in bed if 24.5% is owned by AB.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get better distribution, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely.
might
And
get-
we've talked about this ad nauseum.
Yeah.
I do not fault the brewers or any of that, but to be claiming fully craft when they have
Yeah.
that large of a slice of your interests
Yeah.
is a little bit sus.
So, they do. He also. This is again from Kendall Jones, the Washington Beer Blog. He does note there are some names on the list that don't look like brewery names. Generally speaking, they're parent companies of multiple breweries.
Okay.
And he gives some explanation and talks about that. But I was shocked,
Okay.
surprised
Okay.
at the number one. Number one top 50 craft brewer in 2022 by production.
I've turned my phone off and I've forgotten all about this article, so
Okay.
you can ask both me and Alec. this
Fantastic.
question now.
Wonderful. Yeah, number one.
Deschutes was number where?
11.
Okay.
And this is national.
Yeah. Craft beer. Remember, it's under 6 million. That's your cap for being
Boston
a craft.
Beer Company.
They're number 2.
Okay. Oh man, at least I got a top 5. I would be embarrassing myself. if I didn't.
Yingling.
Bingo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was gonna go there, but I was like, I don't do
Right?
craft. But
Like,
apparently-
I mean, to me, Yingling makes
that's a
Yingling.
nice job. We got 1 and 2.
I can't imagine. Like, I mean, I'm sure they make other beers, but like, I don't know.
It's hard when your flagship beer is a light
Yeah.
macro.
I like
style
it.
lager.
Dark though. It's a darker one. It's not like your American light lager.
Okay, I haven't had it in a while.
Yeah. I think you would only get, at all possible, one other of the top 5.
Oh, I wouldn't.
It's a known name. You probably don't. It's one of those, like you talked about earlier, where you just forget that it's craft beer. You skip over the name as
Stone?
you go through. No, they're 7th.
Okay, top 10.
Yeah,
Doing all right.
Pelican.
They're
dude.
smaller.
they weren't in the 4 that I listed from the Pacific Northwest.
Excellent point.
It's another California one though.
It
isn't
is correct.
It probably would have been Ballast Point before they got bought out.
Yeah, don't even try with that one.
Well, I'm just saying they're not.
Yeah, this is like one of the OGs of craft beer.
Oh, Sierra Nevada.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one where you go,
Yeah, right?
Oh yeah, you guys are still independent.
Yeah. So they're 3rd, Duval Mort Gat.
No idea.
Yeah. And there's a note for this one. Let's see what it's the owner of Firestone Walker Boulevard Brewing and Brewery Omegang. So you're talking about a
okay.
huge
Yeah,
California
yeah,
brewery,
Yeah.
a Midwest brewery,
Yeah.
and a New York brewery.
So it's conglomerate.
Yeah, so that's
they're
those
independent.
ones, but it's just one company that owns it, and they're not owned by others.
Right.
And then Gambrinus
Nope. Who do they own?
out of Shiner, Texas.
Still doesn't.
Shinerbach?
I know Shiner Bob.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
them.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Okay.
them. Yeah. Yeah, so then you kind of get into like, I mean, there's a ton of them, but I'm looking at kind of like that Duvel one. 1, 2,
But a lot of regional
3,
micro macros
4,
and whatnot.
5, 6, 7 that are basically like an organization that owns a few
bunch of them, yeah.
independents
Yeah.
and fit in there. So
Huh.
yeah, I don't want to bore people with going through too much of the list. I mean, you're going to recognize a lot of the names and things that are on there. Oh, here's the one surprising one. There is an NA brewery on here.
Athletic?
Correct. Number 13.
Bro, it's almost like I pay a little bit of attention to this stuff.
Occasionally. Yeah, but so yeah, kind of just super interesting stuff to kind of see that. I think with the like conglomerate stuff nowadays, it's a little bit kind of weird to see all of those.
Yeah.
So here's the one note they did talk about for Kona Brewing.
Okay. Yep.
On the mainland is part of Craft Brew Alliance, which is owned by AB InBev.
Which I think Red Hook.
They switched out and they're in. Oh no, you might be right. I thought they were switched into a group called Canarchy, but I could be wrong. You might be
They
right.
were Craft Brewer
I
Alliance,
think
so
they might
They
be.
may have changed.
That's a great name.
Canarchy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kinda cool.
They Canarchy has Cigar City, Oscar Blues, Wasatch Brewery, and others. So that's why Cigar City started showing up in our area a few.
Oh, just their distribution.
Yeah. But so Kona Brewing in Hawaii is still independent and is still considered a craft brewery. And they make the list by themselves.
Just in Hawaii.
Just the Hawaii.
That's cool.
Just, right? Like, yeah.
Out there with Black Raven.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Good callback.
That was my starter beer for this episode.
There you go. You a little parched?
I'm out of beer.
There you go. So I will pour some around. All right.
Oh, the people who bought Ballast Point? Kings and Convicts, 30th.
And this was a
Ooh, wow.
from my Total Wine.
Did you not expect that?
excursion.
No, I mean I should have because
This is a mixed source episode.
Wait, so what? Say that again.
So
wasn't paying
I got
attention.
this one at Total Wine. The other one was from Tour. So
Oh, okay.
mixed sources. And this was another one that I bought purely on the can art.
kind of cool, like metal looking can.
Yeah. Kind of gothic.
Yeah. So it is that
Knock.
Knock?
Dark lager.
Czech style dark lager at a 5.8, openly fermented, and then oak mature. Ooh.
Yeah, so I assume a wild yeast.
Who's this from?
Uh,
There's a lot of writing on that can.
OEC Brewing. .com?
OEC?
Ordinum. Oh no, it is.
Yeah,
So it's Ordinum Eccentrici. I took Latin. I should know this better.
Yes.
Ordinum Eccentrici
I found it.
Coctores.
Wow. Yeah, you nailed that. Yeah, Ordinum Eccentrici. Wow. What? At Oxford, Connecticut. Hey,
I would not expect anything less from a city named Oxford.
Hey, Latin guy.
Yeah. I have not been.
What is that?
I have not been up on my Duolingo for Latin. It's been 15 years. Knock is brewed using a traditional double decoction mash and hopped with fine European noble hops. A cool fermentation starts in open tanks for 1 week using a traditional Czech lager yeast. Finally, it is lagered in oak prior to packaging. That is interesting.
They
And open fermented, kind of like a cool temperatures, kind of like a steam style.
yeah, so could be like a, sometimes they call it like a fooder, like where you just kind of lay it out. Like it's like the beer goes into this big flat open table.
Yeah.
And just lets all
the yeast fall on.
Yeah. So I was, when I was in Spokane a while back, popped into one of my favorite breweries there, Whistle Punk, and they just had the beer names, and I was like, what is that one? And the guy was like, oh, that's our Czech dark lager, and I was like, yes, that is the one I will take.
Yeah.
This one though, I haven't tried it yet, but like talking about like a barrel aged Czech dark lager, and
Right.
it's like you're speaking even more my style. So this is a little bit boozier than your standard. But
5.8. I think
right,
I said
but
that. Maybe I didn't.
Czech dark lager, you're probably more usually in like the fours.
Oh, okay.
So
I love the malt I'm getting off the nose. This is like an ideal for me.
Well, and I did a ton of research into the open fermented
back in the day,
way back in the day, and wrote up on it a couple times on that. And it's an old school technique that was resurrected. Not resurrected, it never really died, but brought back in like California with anchor steam. It's kind of a cool old school practice. and then finishing it with an oak lagering. That's all right.
Yeah, there's a little more vanilla in there than I expected. I think you were a little shocked. You weren't quite paying attention to how dark.
I should have. It's a dark lager. I just.
But I love how the vanilla is offsetting that malt.
But it's so subtle. It's not like it's not an aggressive malt at all.
No.
Vanilla, not the malt. Like it's not like sometimes the vanilla is like
no. It's not overpowering. It's not like it's added in. It's
Yeah.
part of the.
just the general like
It's very stouty.
it is, and that's the thing I was explaining to one of my coworkers at the time. Is a Czech dark lager is really going to get you a lot of the stout stuff, but at a much lighter ABV.
Yes.
And not quite as like full body like
I'm getting
heaviness.
I'm getting a little bit of acid that I don't usually get with a stout.
So this
A little bit of that tart finish.
I'd be interested to see whether they use virgin oak barrels.
Oh,
Because it tastes.
It
more,
feels like
it
feels like
like
it.
it's not a repurposed whiskey barrel or
Mhm.
something like that.
I'm not getting that little bit of astringent that sometimes you can get.
or any booziness to it.
Yeah, no, it tastes cleaner. If that makes sense.
It has to
A lot
be.
less umami. That's what I would say, Thor, right?
If one could say that word, yes.
That's hilarious.
When you guys don't let me say yes or nice, we're really screwed here.
It's good.
Yeah, I want to find out what this. I might need to do some Latin translation, but like
If I had my phone.
I really enjoy this. It's
Try the Google Translate again.
Yeah, Latin's a dead language. Order of, I don't know.
eccentric cooks.
It's not strict. I don't know what coctoris is.
What?
No, I don't know what coctoris means. Just that one.
I'm trying to look.
I got a
that up.
wild ass theory, but let's use the
It's
Google
not that.
Translate.
There's a tree on there. It's the order of, and it's not a straight eccentric. It's like original, or like
The eccentric brewers.
Oh, okay.
Man, that makes
Oh,
sense.
here you go. Ready?
Coctoris is brewers.
You ready for the? So that's the joke. So this is the actual. Ordinem eccentrici coctores equals order of the eccentric boilers.
Boilers.
And they say, yes, we know the name is not grammatically correct Latin. But, so this is from their website, I think. The name and symbols of the brewery are spoof on the secret societies of yesteryear.
Okay.
Oh, I
And
dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. What else do they have?
Oh, God. Some other good
Do
stuff.
they have like Are they one of those breweries
We
that
have
have like
1,000.
hundreds of beers or dozens?
311.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, yep.
What I was looking at was a Maibach, which we was just talking
Mhm.
about recently. And then also this one, Exilis with raspberries, a fruited Berliner Weiss. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Do they have a hef?
they have 311 beers.
They have a half.
Just checking.
Here you go. I'm going to look specifically under their styles. Oh, actually, it didn't. It might be under a different name because if it's under hef, they don't. Oh, wheat beer. There we go. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have they have a few different American pale wheat, a Hefeweizen, and a wit beer. So yeah, they do.
Because I might go back
I like it.
on my return trip.
Well, but you said this was Total Wine?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so interesting though, like whether they're gonna have like what makes them decide
What they bring in.
yeah,
from a
like
brewery.
that this is the one.
311, but we chose this one.
Yeah. A Czech
'Cause
dark
it's
lager.
really fucking good.
This is pretty good. There's a little bit more in here. You want to finish this off? There's enough for one of you. Arm wrestle to the death.
It's my house.
Okay, there we go.
And I was
House
gonna say
I just beer rules you a bit.
there's probably a second one that I have to take home anyways.
Yeah,
Oh,
you get the
there's
same
that.
one.
That was nice.
That'd be a beer fridger.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's one of those that like a style that I don't go out and buy enough,
No.
but when I get it at the brewery, I'm always happy.
Yeah.
I'm always satisfied with it. But yeah, I would like that, having a version of that to just, it's when you want that like darker style, but you don't want to sit through like a whole stout.
Oh, you're going to have like one,
Yeah.
but you got to.
But you could have a second, and it's not going to wreck you. This is a little boozier. I mean, it's still only 5.8, but like, it's not going to wreck you compared to some other things.
No. And I was going more like that. All right, you're going to have like a beer with dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever, because this would be a perfect food pairing.
Mm-hmm.
This with like some red meat, like a steak or something, would go awesome. And yeah, you're going to have a beer too. And
because stout for me is more, okay, I'm just going to have a beer.
Yeah, that is.
I never really sit down with a stout and go, you know what, go really good with this food.
Yeah.
From, my American palate or whatever.
It's a different food, stout and potato stout. Well, we should work on some of that. Or
what, food pairing stuff? Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't do a whole lot of it.
Next week on American Food Review.
I'm just saying, we've mentioned a few beers in the last couple of weeks. We're going, this would go great with food.
We actually need to sit down and go.
And we have pizza in the other room. We're going,
yes. This will go good with that pizza.
You could find I had some weird and good pizza recently that you could find some fun pairings with.
Weird and good? You weren't eating hot and ready still?
No, I was on my work trip.
Okay. And they have Little Caesars in Spokane.
This one, it had egg on it.
Oh, no. Company was paying this time, baby.
No, yeah. I had it with coleslaw, pizza with coleslaw. I had pizza with egg on it.
I've seen breakfast pizzas.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. The coleslaw one actually had like some kind of pork something or other on it, and it was like,
okay, I can.
Right,
like a shredded pork shoulder.
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
And something else that was weird, but yeah, it was good stuff.
My wife and I have had this started way before that. Then there needs to be two different definitions of pizza.
Oh yeah,
because I've been told, hey, I'm bringing home pizza.
Yeah,
and whereas your barbecue sauce, chicken, whatever, garlic pizza may be very, very good.
Yeah,
when
it's
you tell
flatbread,
but when you tell me that's what we're having for dinner, pizza.
Yeah,
that is not what my brain is mentally preparing. For. So there, is it flatbread or whatever?
Is it red sauce or anything else? On a round, circular, flat dough.
Because that was the thing with this. We had 4 of these that we all tried, and these pizzas, and I said, here's the one I would order generally. And it was like the meat and red sauce. And it was really good and still unique and different. I go, are those other ones really phenomenal pizzas? Yes. Am I going to buy them on my own? Probably not.
Not as a pizza. And this is where whatever side of the pineapple on pizza coin you land on.
No pineapple.
Fine. But that is also a qualifier. Don't tell me we're having pizza and then you show up with a Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah.
I enjoy a Hawaiian pizza.
Right.
But
don't tell me we're having pizza and you show up with white sauce.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So. All right.
That took a left turn.
Were we gonna all in solidarity on this podcast? Come at us.
On some things.
Yeah.
I think good Czech dark lagers. Yes.
Yeah.
In solidarity.
Absolutely.
On excellent West Coast IPAs.
Yes. Absolutely.
With trippy artwork.
Very cool artwork. It's another posterable. Can art. At this point, I'm gonna look like a dorm room.
Actually, that wouldn't be like if you could peel some of these and just create like a little like.
God, man, once putting putting highlighters in beer cans so the black light works.
No.
If that was actually a thing, like it was with booze in college.
Dorm room move that my wife would not allow.
Nope.
Maybe the garage
someday.
So we'll see.
Someday, what's old is new again.
Maybe
in 10, 20 years.
All right, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
So our glasses are empty. Hopefully yours are too, and we will catch you next time.
Oh, you mean you already did, so it's not like...
So I kind of got it. Well, so I took the Friday off. Not last Friday.
Oh.
Friday before. I took the day off to go to Bellingham. And then I had to go drug test.
For the new job?
For the new job.
What'd they make you take?
If you enjoyed what you just heard, like and subscribe, follow on social media at ABR Review, and tell a friend. Send us any suggestions for beers to review, and we'll do our best to track them down and give them a taste.